Hi everyone, thanks for coming back for part 3. In this part, I was just going to try to explain why I believe that there seems to be some evidence for a third Pentecost cycle, which would explain why the wheat has been in the process of being gathered, and threshed, and made into flour to ultimately be presented as the 2 wave loaves. And I believe it's possible that it may even correspond with the fall feast, because as you see here with this calendar, there's a third Pentecost cycle. But there's also some more evidence that I came up with when I was searching on the month of Av, the meaning of the month of Av. And I had found these 2 very interesting websites when I was researching the month of Av. One was this one right here, which is Hebrew for Christians. It gives the Christian perspective of the month of Av. But there was also this other one, this one over here, which actually is based on Kabbalah. But it also, if you look at it from a Christian perspective, the information that's in this one is also very interesting as well. One of the things that I thought was interesting is that the word Av actually literally means father. But there was a lot of other things that I wanted to talk about. But what's important to note is that the month of Av is also called Menachem Av. And the reason it's called that is because it actually begins with, well, actually the month of Av doesn't begin, but there's a time of mourning, a 3-week period of mourning that begins on the 17th of Tammuz, and it goes through to the 9th of Av, which is Tish B'Av. And those 3 weeks are called the time of mourning. But then after that, beginning from the 9th of Av, or Tish B'Av, the month is called Menachem Av, starting from the 9th of Av, and this goes all the way through the month of Elul. It goes all the way until the Feast of Trumpets. It says over here, the period immediately following Tisha B'Av and continuing through the month of Elul is called the 7 weeks of comfort. Shiva de Nechmeta, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Then it says the Haftarah for each week during this period foretells the glorious future of the Jewish people. Because of this, some Jews use the name Av through the Tish B'Av, and afterwards use the name Menachem Av, i.e. the comforter of Av. In synagogue services, the Haftarah readings from the Nevi'im or prophets are usually connected with the Torah reading for each week, but beginning with the 3 weeks of sorrow until the fall high holy days, these readings change. First are 3 Haftarah of punishment leading up to Tish B'Av, and then 7 of comfort for the 7 weeks until Rosh Hashanah, and finally 1 of repentance on Shabbat, Shavua, the Sabbath before Yom Kippur. So as you can see, there's another period of 7 weeks, another period of 7 sevens or Shavuos leading up to the Feast of Trumpets. So this in effect is like another cycle of 7s after the Feast of Pentecost. So I believe that's more supporting evidence, which seems to support this third Pentecost cycle, and it just seems to make sense with what's taking place in Revelation 14, because by that time the first fruits has already been gathered, and this is seems to be occurring during the time of the grape harvest, which it doesn't begin until the fall. So the point that I've been trying to make is that all of the codes have been valid all along. It's just a matter of interpretation. The important thing is the way the terms come up and how they defy any chance of probability or any chance of randomness. There's no way that words like Messiah are just going to come up randomly in the text. And the words that come up are also a matter of interpretation. For example, like I explained in the beginning of this video, the letters S-E-P-T also spell out the number 7, even though it's recognized as being an abbreviation for the month of September. So we can't really know what everything means. All I'm doing is just presenting the evidence, and what it all means remains to be seen. We'll find out what it all means. But what's amazing is how God has encoded words such as August and Pentecost, and to make it look like the shape of Mount Sinai, no less, in this table. And then words like America in this table, where it's talking about, where it says, woe is me that I sojourn in Meshech. And over here is where you have the word America. All these words coming up cannot be random. The word raptus, which means rapture, coming up in Psalm 46:11. And then words like Easter, and then 10th month. And I believe this was coming up in Joel, where it talks about the bride and the bridegroom coming out of the chamber. And over here you have 10th month, you have first fruit. So all of these things are a type and shadow. Easter is a type and shadow of the fall feast. The Passover was all a type and shadow of the Feast of Tabernacles. So all of the different terms are going to come up, but it doesn't mean that the Bible codes aren't true. All the words that come up are true, and they've been encoded by God, because there's no way that they could just appear randomly the way they do. So that's what I wanted to share in this video. And like I said, the word Sept in this Bible code over here, Messiah comes September, could be referring to the number 7. And like I had said in the first part, we're coming upon the year 5777, the Hebrew year 5777, and that's a lot of 7s, so it would make sense for the number 7 to come up if the Lord should happen to come in this year, which is looking very likely. So that's what I wanted to share with you, and thanks for watching this video.